All right, so are you ready for this? It's Divisional Round weekend, and we're diving deep into these matchups.
Absolutely.
With some insider info.
Yes.
Straight from Fox Sports' Will Hill.
Can't wait.
Got all your source material right here, so buckle up.
Should be good.
We're about to uncover some fascinating insights that might just change how you see these games.
You know, it's so easy to go with the obvious favorites.
Right.
But when you dig into the details, that's where the story unfolds.
Exactly. And let's kick things off with Texans at Chiefs.
Okay.
Mahomes at Arrowhead, 8.5-point spread. You know,
Yeah.
at first glance,
Right.
you might think it's a lock for Kansas City. Right.
That's what most people would assume.
Right.
But here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
The Chiefs' average margin of victory this season is just 7 points, ranking them 10th in the league.
Wow.
They haven't been blowing teams out the way we've seen in the past.
Okay, so maybe not the offensive juggernaut we're used to, but
Yeah.
their schedule has been a little wonky lately too, right?
Yeah, exactly. They rested starters in Week 18, had a bye last week, and played on Wednesday the week before.
Oh, wow.
That's a long way off.
Yeah.
And it can make it tough to regain that in-game sharpness.
So Hill's actually leaning towards the under R on the total points for this one,
Interesting.
which is set at 41.5.
Okay.
So for those unfamiliar with the betting lingo,
Right?
that means he's predicting both teams combined will score less than 41.5 points.
Makes sense when you consider the Texans' defense.
Really?
They're allowing just 95 rushing yards per game, placing them 6th in the league.
Hold on, the Texans defense? I'll be honest, I haven't exactly been glued to their games this season.
They've quietly become a force on that side of the ball.
Wow.
And on the flip side,
Okay.
the Chiefs' defense is coming into this game healthier than it's been all season.
Okay, so maybe this one's not such a slam dunk after all.
Right.
Let's shift gears to Commanders at Lions.
Okay.
I gotta admit,
Yeah,
I'm still riding high from that Commanders last-minute win last week.
it was a good one.
Daniels looks like he's got ice in his veins.
He's playing with a ton of confidence right now.
Yeah.
But don't underestimate the Lions,
Oh, no.
especially at home,
Right.
where they've averaged a whopping 32 points per game.
All right, so offense is going to be the story here.
For sure.
But Hill's prediction for this one threw me for a loop.
Oh, yeah.
He's going with the under R on the number of punts.
Now, that's an interesting angle.
I know, right?
Both teams are super aggressive on 4th down,
Yeah.
consistently going for it instead of punting.
Wow.
And their offenses are both ranked in the top 10 for yards per game.
So we could be looking at a punting drought.
Possibly.
Should be counting those punts now.
Me too.
Thanks to Hill. All right, up next, we've got the Rams heading to Philly to take on the Eagles.
All right.
I mean, the Rams just demolished the Vikings last week.
For sure.
Stafford's looking like his vintage self.
Yeah.
Are we underestimating them?
It was a statement win for sure.
Yeah.
And Hill acknowledges their strength. Okay. Stafford's experience. McVay's coaching that dominant pass rush.
Right.
But going into Philly on a short week
Yeah.
after playing in the LA sunshine,
Right.
that's a tough adjustment.
So the weather could be a factor here.
Absolutely.
I hadn't even thought about that.
Philly in January is a whole different beast.
Yeah, that's true.
Hill's sticking with the Eagles covering the 6-point spread.
Okay, now for the game everyone's been waiting for.
There we go.
Ravens at Bills.
All right.
Jackson versus Allen.
To the best.
2 MVP candidates going head-to-head. This one's going to be electric.
Can't wait.
This is where Hill's analysis really caught my eye.
Oh, yeah.
He's actually favoring the Ravens.
Wow.
And it all comes down to their running back, J.K. Dobbins. Dobbins, interesting.
Yeah.
Fill me in. I'm not quite seeing the connection.
Remember that Week 6 matchup where Dobbins ran wild on the Bills for 157 yards and 2 touchdowns?
Oh, yeah. The Ravens absolutely dominated that game, winning 27-17.
Exactly.
Wow.
Hill thinks Dobbins' performance in that game,
Yeah.
combined with Baltimore's ability to control the tempo, gives them an edge.
So you're telling me the Ravens on the road
Yeah,
could pull off the upset?
it's possible.
I'm intrigued, but color me skeptical.
Yeah.
The Bills are playing at an MVP level right now.
Oh, for sure.
It's definitely a bold prediction, but
Right?
that's what makes the playoffs so captivating, right?
Absolutely.
The regular season is a marathon,
Right.
but these single elimination games,
Yeah.
it's all about who shows up on that specific day.
That's it.
Any given Sunday, as they say.
Exactly.
All right, let's dive a little deeper into each of these matchups
Okay.
and see what we can uncover.
Sounds good.
Starting with Texans at Chiefs.
All right.
What are some of the things we should be watching for in this game?
Well, if you're the Texans, you absolutely have to limit mistakes and control the clock.
Right.
Every second Mahomes is off the field is a win for them.
Yeah.
I'd expect them to lean heavily on their run game.
Makes sense.
Try to establish a rhythm early.
Keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands as much as possible.
Exactly.
But what about their defense?
Yeah.
Can they really hold up against that Chiefs offense?
Well, they'll need to generate consistent pressure on Mahomes
Right.
and force him into quick throws.
Okay.
And remember, the Chiefs have a new offensive coordinator this year, and they've been more prone to turnovers than in the past.
Interesting.
The Texans need to capitalize on any mistakes the Chiefs make.
So it sounds like turnovers could be a major factor in this one.
Absolutely.
Let's move on to Commanders at Lions.
Okay.
This one has all the makings of a shootout.
Oh, yeah. Both teams love to air it out.
Right.
And they've got the quarterbacks to do it.
Yeah.
For the Commanders, a lot will hinge on their ability to protect Daniels.
Okay.
He's been sacked 42 times this season.
Wow.
The 5th most in the league.
That's a lot.
If the Lions can get to him consistently, that could change the game.
And for the Lions, can their defense,
Yeah.
which has been susceptible to big plays,
Right.
hold up against a Commander's offense that's really clicking right now?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right.
They'll need to disguise their coverages,
Okay.
mix up their blitzes,
Uh-huh.
and make Daniels uncomfortable in the pocket.
Right.
But it won't be easy.
Yeah.
He's a slippery quarterback who can extend plays with his legs.
All right, next up we have the Rams traveling to Philly
Okay.
to face the Eagles.
Right.
The Rams looked dominant last week.
They did.
But going on the road
Yeah.
against a tough Eagles team,
Right.
can they keep that momentum rolling?
That's a big challenge.
Right.
Remember, they're coming from the mild California weather
Yeah.
into a potential blizzard in Philadelphia.
Oh, wow.
That kind of weather shift can really throw a team off,
Yeah.
especially on a short week.
You're telling me a little snow could derail the mighty Rams?
It's certainly a factor.
Wow.
And the Eagles are built for this kind of weather.
Right.
They have a strong running game
Uh-huh.
and a defense that thrives on creating turnovers.
Okay.
They'll be looking to grind it out
Right.
and make it a physical, low-scoring game.
So it sounds like weather and style of play
Yeah.
could be major advantages for the Eagles in this one.
For sure.
All right, let's wrap things up with the main event.
Here we go.
Ravens at Bills.
All right.
What are the key matchups and storylines to watch in this epic showdown?
For the Ravens, it all starts with controlling the line of scrimmage
Okay.
and establishing the run.
Right.
If Dobbins can get going early,
Uh-huh.
that will open up the play-action passing game for Jackson.
Okay.
And that's when he's at his most dangerous.
The Bills, on the other hand, will need to limit Dobbins' impact
Right.
and force Jackson to beat them with his arm.
Yep.
Their secondary is one of the best in the league,
It is.
but they'll need to be disciplined
Yeah.
and avoid getting caught out of position against Jackson's scrambling ability.
It's going to be tough.
And of course, we can't forget about the special teams battle.
Right.
The Bills have one of the most explosive return units in the league,
They do.
and that could be a real difference maker
For sure.
in a game that's expected to be close.
Absolutely.
Wow, so much to think about.
I know, right?
These games are going to be incredible to watch.
Yeah, wait.
Before we move on to part 3,
Oh.
where we'll explore some potential upset scenarios,
Right.
I want to ask you this.
Yeah.
Which of these matchups do you think has the most potential to go down to the wire?
Yeah, I have a feeling all these games are going to be close.
Oh, yeah.
But if I had to pick one,
Right.
I'd say that Ravens-Bills game
Yeah,
has all the ingredients for a real nail-biter.
for sure.
Two evenly matched teams, explosive offenses, elite quarterbacks,
Right.
and a potential revenge factor for the Bills.
Oh, yeah.
After that Week 6 loss,
Absolutely.
it's going to be must-see TV.
Can't miss it.
So,
Yeah.
we've got a potential upset brewing in Baltimore.
It's possible.
The Commanders are riding that wave of momentum.
And we've got a possible punting drought in Detroit.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to watch.
You've got the in-depth analysis, the expert predictions, and hopefully a newfound appreciation for those underdogs
Right.
who are ready to shake things up this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild weekend of football.
Oh, yeah.
Full of surprises and unexpected plays.
Right.
It'll be fascinating to see how each team utilizes their strengths
Yeah,
to overcome their opponent's weaknesses.
for sure.
Yeah,
So enjoy the games, everyone.
I will.
And we'll be back next week to break down all the action
Sounds good.
and look ahead to the conference championships.
Can't wait.